This layout is cute and all. I mean, just look at the dimensions, the stamping, the photos, the title, everything like that. But what if I told you that there could be a better way to document this memory? Hi, I'm Katie Taylor at scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. I have pulled out the Cape Cod collection. Here is a look at that. Now here is the Cape Cod scrapbooking stamp set in thin cut. This sold out immediately and we just got it back in stock. So if you are wanting the stamp set, I would go ahead and add it to your cart and complete that order, because just being in your cart doesn't guarantee that it will be saved for you. And then I also have the Cape Cod embellishments. So you get these kind of frosted acrylic shapes. You guys have seen me use these. You didn't know I was using them because it was prior to me having or being able to show them. But I've used this. And then it also comes with some chipboard. So you've got some craft color, toffee brown, and then you have some white. And it is meant to, like, let's take a look at that life title right there. You can go ahead and layer those on top of each other, or you can use them separate, whatever the case may be. But I'm just loving, one of my favorite things are these fences. Now I bought multiple of these for the fences, but the digital collection also has that fence cut on it. And then here is a look at the paper collection. I'm sure all of you by now have seen it, but I just kind of wanted to walk you through. Here is the sticker sheet, and then of course all of those gorgeous patterns. So you get 6 sheets, 2 of each pattern. So remember that our paper is one pattern on one side and then another pattern on the back side. So there is a look at those. And then I am continuing with our latest Cancun trip. So you remember these that I did. Now these are 8.5 by 11 using our sketchbook that the creative design team designed. I'll leave a link down below to this, but we did a whole collab on the sketchbook, and then various videos since then have been using this from all of the creative design team. But I made these so they would perfectly fit into this paper collection once I was able to show it. So you can see there's that frosted little crab that I didn't really draw attention to. And there's that frosted little seashell. So I am going to pick right back up documenting another restaurant, and I'm going to show you how to add a video to your scrapbook layout. Now this is wonderful for birthdays, Christmases, life events that sometimes a photo just can't do the memory justice. And so I'm going to show you how to add not only the photos to your layout, but go ahead and create an option for you to add the video of your special occasion to that layout as well. So let me clear this off and then we can get started. I have already cut some of the images from the Cape Cod scrapbooking, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp those and get those done. If you are new here, I usually like to do all my stamping at once, and then that way it's one and done and I can put the ink pads up. I'm also going to be pulling in the Cape Cod card making workshop. Now this is another one that sold out and recently came back into stock. I learned this little trick. I saw this trick over on my friend Julie, her channel, and we're going to be doing some fun things with these pieces of toffee as well as our title. So I am really going to only use the crab, these two little reef images, and then this one that says you can find me. But I absolutely love this stamp set, so I'm going to go ahead and ink up the seahorse just to kind of show you. It has a built-in distress, I guess you would say, built-in shading. You can kind of see that already on the seahorse. And then once you actually ink it up, you can really see it. So this is a brand new stamp set. So I am just removing kind of that film that these images come with by using the oils on my hand. You can also use a rub and remove eraser. And then I am just using the images straight from the catalog. Here is that stamp set. And I like the crab and the bluebird, and then the lagoon. And then you've got a couple of variations of the reef. And so I'm going to be using toffee and probably second generation bluebird on that. So I've got my lagoon ink. Again, I'm just doing the seahorse just to kind of show you what all these images look like. And I'm just going to ink that down. Isn't that so pretty? I love just, like I said, the built-in shading of those. And then I'm going to pull out Bluebird and then get my crab over here. And Close to My Heart stamps are really easy. There's no stickers to add, nothing. You just remove the image and apply it to one of our acrylic blocks. And then, like I said, just kind of take off that film that comes on all brand new stamp sets. And you are ready to ink it up and go. I am going to pull another crab. We are going to try second generation. So what second generation is, it means I am going to use the residual from the ink. So in this case, I'm using both of these crabs to create that. Make sure that that is right side up. So second generation is, I'm going to take this first one and I am going to ink it down full strength. And then I am not going to put it back on my ink pad. I'm going to immediately put it on to this other little crab. And let's look at the difference. Isn't that so pretty? And look at that dimension and all that shading. So super cute. And then the only thing left is toffee and this reef. Well, I guess in the sentiment. I need to do the sentiment as well. Now is a perfect opportunity while I finish this stamping to remind you that if you are liking this video so far, hit that like button and share with your friends. And if you aren't already a subscriber, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and sign up for notifications. Those two little simple things help YouTube show you more videos of the same, and it helps my little channel out in the process. I also promise you that we are getting close to sharing that little secret on how to add videos to your layouts. So your next scrapbook layout can take it up a notch and also just increase that documenting of your precious memories. So let's get back to stamping. All the stamping is done on those. And then, like I said, I am going to pull out these. These are actually going to be the photo mats for my photos. So you can see there. And I learned this trick, like I said, from my friend Julie. If you know that I am on the creative design team, Julie is one of the very talented members of that team and a sweet, sweet friend of mine. So she used from the Cape Cod card making workshop kit, she used this little image right here to add some wood grain. Now, just in case I decide to use this again, I don't want ink on this Versamat because then it'll transfer to my project. So I'm just pulling out a piece of copy paper and I am just going to stamp down the side of this, and it does not have to be perfect because it's a photo mat and only a little bit is showing. I'm going to repeat the process with that long one as well. And you can see here I'm just kind of rotating this image just so it doesn't look too uniform. You know, we all know that wood grain is kind of thatched here and there. Okay, so we've got that done, and then I want to do the same with a couple of the die cut images. So I'm just going to pull out a couple of these fronds. I think I'm going to pull out that one. Now, even if I don't use these on this layout, this is something that I would want on my other ones. So no harm, no foul. They'll just be done ahead of time. So I'm going to lay all of these out. I'll do a close-up here in just a second and show you the difference. And on the palm trees, I think I'm just going to go at the bottom. And these palm trees can kind of be flipped depending on where you're using them. So I'm going to go ahead and flip them over as well because I don't know where I'm using them yet. And then I want to do this anchor as well. So can you just see the difference? So can you see the difference with the stamp and then without? Julie was a genius on this tip. Okay, so we've got that. Like I said, I may or may not use all of those. So I had a thought, and I kind of wanted to show you what I'm doing, just to kind of give you an idea. Since the majority of this is going to be hidden, I'm actually going to stamp this image from the center, or in the center of this. And then I am actually going to take my metal dies and I'm going to stamp it, or I'm going to die cut it out of this center part because we're not going to see it. It's much like when I gut big 12 by 12s. We're not going to see it. So I am going to just go cut this off camera. I don't think I'm going to do the adhesive back, but I am going to go cut this over on my die cut machine. And looky here, we got that done. And that will be hidden by our photos. Okay, I'm going to build this on a white daisy piece of cardstock, 12 by 12. Going to bring out my Versamat so it'll be easy for you guys to see the measurements. So this is a 6-inch piece of paper, so that means the left edge is going to line up at 3 inches, the right at 9 inches on your Versamat. And then I have this little 1/2-inch piece, and it's going to line up a little off center, so I'm going to start it at the 5-inch on the right side and go down to the 5-inch over here. So now we can match my photos onto these. So I have a 4x6 and then I have 3 3-inch square photos. And I opted for just one solid mat over here, just to kind of like the look of it. Get that centered. There's that Torah missing from the middle, but that will be okay. And then I'm going to get this laid down on here so we can get to the meat of this tutorial or this video, and that is to go ahead and show you how to add video to here. We are going to start off with the sticker sheet. Now I have peeled off that large icon and I am just cutting this in half and then going to cut this bottom portion from the sticker sheet. Now what I love about some of the stickers from Close to My Heart is you have this little frame left over. So I'm just going to fussy cut around that. I am not using or leaving a white border as much as I usually do because I really don't need that for this layout. So I'm going to peel that away from the backing and then attach that as a little anchoring spot over here on the bottom right for my little cluster of embellishments. Now I am going to take a zip strip from one of the pattern pieces, and this is the toffee, and it has some anchors on it, and I am just tearing that to make it resemble washi tape. Now I want the tears to not have the white edge to them, so that's why you see me kind of alternate or rotate those. Now I've put them up at the bottom and the top of this right one, and then I realized that I kind of want this one centered much like on that long strip. So I'm going to move that over, and then it just needs a little bit of something. So so I've pulled out the sticker sheet, can't find anything on that, so I'm pulling out some of that pattern paper, and I'm just going to cut one of the little bluebird pieces, and it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to go ahead and tear that again to make it look like washi tape, and then attach it behind that anchor washi tape, or that anchor zip strip. As far as my title goes, again, the name of the restaurant was Tora. I've cut that using some metal dies in my stash. And I usually do not like a edge showing, so that's why I placed my O first to kind of hide that edge of that pattern paper. And then I am just filling in with the rest of the letters. Of course, the R and the A, and then I'll come back in with the T. And so my title pretty much is done. I will kind of add some other things here in just a second. Another thing I love to do is, this is actually the carrier sheet for those chipboard pieces. I am going to use some removable labeling tape to mask off one of the palm fronds, and then use my blending brush and Lagoon ink to just kind of add a self-made stencil, if you will, 3 places. So down in the bottom right, up here by the title, and then down at the bottom left. And again, these will kind of also be some embellishment clusters. And if you have the stenciling plus the chipboard plus those acrylic shapes, it's going to add just a lot of dimension. So here's one of those palm trees. I'm so glad that I inked up that bottom of the palm on both sides so I could alternate between it facing right or left. And then I am just adding another palm frond with the liquid adhesive, and then going to do the same on that cluster at the bottom right. I will not have a palm frond up at the top left, mainly because I think that the title Tora, you know, remember it's stamped, and it also kind of has that craft look to it. So I've added some birds here and there. There's some white ones from the embellishment pack, and then also some craft ones, and then I will also use some of the acrylic shapes. So I am just attaching the acrylic shapes using some glue dots, and then the other birds I'm attaching just using liquid adhesive. So I'm going to add a bird up there at the top by the title. This one, now I was showing you that these acrylic shapes have a glossy side and then a matte side. I am using the matte side on all of these shapes. And then down at the bottom left, I'm trying to find something else to put down there, and I end up using a white starfish because I had white up at the top, the right, and now I need it at the left. So I decided not to use that other piece of the stamp title, and instead I am using the piece, or the title that says Paradise Found, and I'm inking that up in Bluebird ink because I'm going to use the crab that is inked up in Bluebird. And then this reef, I am adding 3D foam tape to the top of that. I'm going to add some liquid adhesive to the bottom, and then just kind of tuck it in underneath my photo over by that title. Once that is in place, this is pretty much done. I am just going to take a look at where I want this blue crab that will hide my QR code to go. The first thing you want to do is get your video online so you can create a QR code. I like to use YouTube. I'm already on YouTube. Plus, I'm pretty confident that YouTube is going to be around for a while. Now, I can tell you that when I've done this in the past, I mean, we're talking like 11 or 12 years ago, I did use a website. That website is no longer available. And so that is kind of one of the things that you want to choose, a website or an avenue that's going to be around, you know, in 10 or 15 years when you are looking through these memories. So I just uploaded this to YouTube. You can do that on your cell phone or a desktop. You're looking here at my laptop screen, and here is that video right here where it says Tora and Cancun. So I want to view this video on YouTube. So from here, you want to hit the share button, and you want to copy this link for this video. I am going to show you what I do. You want to type in qrcodegenerator.com if you are brand new to Bitly, short links, anything like that. But qrcodegenerator.com, you can set up a free account. If you already have a Bitly account, it's powered by Bitly. So I'm going to go over to Bitly and complete this process. But if you want to do it for QR code generator, you will just copy and paste your website into here, that link that we just copied, and you will follow through with the instructions. So here is the Bitly website. And so over here on the left, you're going to want to create new QR code. And I am going to paste that video link into there, and then you can title it. So I'm going to title this Torah Cancun February 2023. And then you can also do your short link as well if you want. And then from there, you're just going to hit create QR code. And so from here, I'm going to download that. And I want to either download a JPEG or a PNG. It does not matter. So I'm going to download that to my computer. And then you can use either PicMonkey or Canva if you're wanting to make this like a 3x4 or a 4x6. You definitely can use your photo software or your photo app to do that. This one is going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to be a 2x2. So I'm actually going to use a Word document, and I am just going to insert a photo, and then I will go find where that is saved onto my computer, and I will insert that. And then I want to resize it to a little less than 2 inches. And that way, once I cut it down, it will fit into my 2-inch flip flap. So I am just going to go print this off, get it printed, and then we can finish this up. All I did was create a 2x2 fold out. So I have some pattern paper, and on the back side of that, the QR code, I've put that into my flip flap. And then I'm going to add some 3D foam tape to the back of this little crab, and he will be attached directly onto the memory protector or the flip flap. So I'm going to peel off that backing. I will bring my layout in just to make sure that I have him kind of facing the correct way. So I'm just kind of drafting where I want that flip flap and then positioning that crab where he will kind of fit in with the rest of the embellishments. So now to add the flip flap, I know that there is going to be an accompanying page to this because I have lots more photos of the wonderful, wonderful food. So I am using a memory protector with the spine on the inside, and then I'll have the facing. And then I have my flip flap. So I am just going to remove the little adhesive backing. It's really sticky, so you kind of want to make sure that you have it down where you want it. And I kind of want it hanging over the photo. So I think I'm happy with that. See those little dots when you first put it on? If you'll use a bone folder, it will get rid of those dots and really adhere it down to your memory protector. Now, if you forget this step, don't worry, it is attached. I also wanted to show you that if you do print it larger, you can actually hide that little icon by something. This is a sticker from the sticker sheet, and I've added some 3D foam tape to it. As long as you are not getting into the actual code, then you can hide this little emblem. And so you could just make it custom, and I believe you can do that on the website as well. You can make it custom to what you want, maybe not in the free version, but you can easily, like this is a 3x3. So if you're including, this size in a 3x4 or a 4x6 or anything like that, you can hide that little emblem with a coordinating sticker. How cute is that? Again, another just element of preserving those memories, documenting those stories for your future generations to see, and what better way to do that with photos and a video. So that is it. I hope that you can actually scan this QR code with your smartphone and take a look at that video and just take a look at how easy it is to add video to your next layout. Again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to shop those links, comment, like, and follow.